It's your girl Stephanie, Warrior Medicine Mama, and I'm here to stir the pot today. I am here to stir the pot. I might piss in somebody's Cheerios. I might lose friends for this. But I'm solid. I am moving forward, stating my convictions, my truth, and it is what it is. If we can no longer be friends because of this, I respect that. I respect that. And I'm ready to part ways with you. I'm ready to switch timelines. And likewise, if this resonates with you, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for my people. I'm not trying to be fake. I'm not trying to not speak my truth because you got to shine that weird light so all the other little weirdos can find you. So without further ado, I'm here to talk about transgenderism amongst children and our youth. I'd like to preface this video by saying I don't care if you're transgender. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're homosexual, bisexual, trisexual, pansexual, whatever that is, polyamorous. Don't hurt anybody. Live with the right intention. Do you. I'll mind my own business. What I have a major, huge problem with, and that is why I'm making this video. The reason I have a problem is because I don't like how it's marketed and it's so easy for children to access. Their minds are so innocent and their souls are so pure. Their consciousness is so high. When we introduce the idea that they need to start thinking about what gender they are, we throw them off course. We tarnish their innocence. We make them start worrying about things they should never, ever, ever have to consider. That's what I have a problem with. I have a problem with the agenda. And the agenda, it is creating a climate that it's sucking children into a vacuum of sexual perversion and confusion through indoctrination from the media. So there really is a problem. There really is a fundamental problem. This is merely my opinion. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. This is my truth. This is my opinion. There's a serious problem with a little boy that wants to dress like a girl. And there's a serious problem with a little girl who wants to dress like a boy or thinks she's been a boy. As if they actually believe that God made a mistake. They actually believe God made a mistake, and the media's subliminal messages is pushing the perversive agenda. It's going to have profound influence on our children and our youth. They are trying to brainwash our youth, and they are literally telling you that your creator made a mistake. You're really a boy inside that body, Steph. God messed up. He didn't know what he was doing. No, that's not the truth. The truth is you are what you are, and that's what it is. Do I believe that gender dysphoria is a real psychological phenomena? Yes. But nothing to the extent that it is now. I heard a stat that was like 1 in 30,000 people have that gender dysphoria where they think that they're the opposite sex. But with the highly visible trans movement and the teachers talking to the kids and asking them what they identify as, now the little kids' little brains are going. And now they're thinking that God made a mistake. And now they're going to approach their parents and they're confused. And you know what the enemy does? The enemy is a liar. The enemy is deceptive. The enemy deceives and distorts the truth. This is not truth. Transgenderism is an attack on our consciousness, on our children's consciousness, on our youth. Transgenderism is an attack, a full-fledged attack. It's an attack on our nuclear families. Hear me out, boo. Since we've been freed from slavery, just being poor back in generations and generations and generations ago, before we immigrated here, there's been an attack on the nuclear family. And for example, one little instance I'll give you, like the 60s and 70s, the hippies, the love movement. On one hand, it was polarized. You had people for the war, people against the war. And the hippies, the ones that wanted love and peace and freedom, they were labeled as degenerates, counterculture, right? Hear me out. Hear me out. So, counterculture. And then the 70s, the 80s came. What was the 80s? It was a war on drugs, by the way. This was all created by our government, the biggest drug cartel out there. But do you know what the 80s did? The 80s broke up the nuclear family. Hear me out. So, you are a threat to the system if you are present with your children. The nuclear family, the nuclear family is, let me explain if you don't know what it is. It's like the mom, the dad, and 2 kids. I mean, the nuclear family has changed over generations, but it's your immediate family around you. It's not like nuclear power plant family. Nucleus, like a cell, like your immediate, your center, your family. Transgenderism is an attack on the nuclear family. Transgenderism is an attack on our children. Transgenderism is another way they can make money. Big pharma. All right, a little backstory. So, our planet is raising in consciousness. Throughout history, we've had golden ages and this and that, whatever. Well, we are in the middle of the Great Awakening. Revelations. Truth is coming out. We are in like a golden age of intellect, spirituality. We have access to light codes and information that we didn't before. So with that being said, you can think of it as like a spiritual revolution. Coronavirus. So we're on the up and up and up and up. We're getting healthier. People are realizing their worth. They're thinking alternatively to heal their minds, bodies, and spirits. Boom! Insert COVID. Coronavirus. Corona means crown. Crown chakra. Crown chakra is what connects you to the heavens, to your creator, to your God. Your root chakra at the base of your sacrum connects you to the earth. You are a conduit from the heaven to earth, right? Coronavirus. We were accelerating. We were evolving as a species. And the powers that be knew that. Coronavirus, crown. It was an attack on your crown chakra. So literally, this solution they had, this mRNA technology, which is a technology, it's a clinical trial still, guys. They made it seem like it was required, life or death. We all have free will. If you decided to do that, you have free will. Nobody forced you to do it. But I could have lost my job, but I wanted to travel, but my kids, and I didn't want to hurt my grandparents, and I wanted to visit my so-and-so. And you had free will, boo. But what I'm saying is I'm leading up to something. The powers that be knew we were evolving and they wanted to keep us down. So this thing is a technology that will interfere with your consciousness. Do I believe we can come back from it if you've gotten it? Yes, I do believe you're better than your experiences. But what I'm saying is They knew it. There's also an agenda. If you know about Agenda 2030, and you know about those big tablets that were, I forget the name of them. I forget where they're at too, but there's these big tablets that basically says like, we need to depopulate the earth, right? So we're heading into a golden age. Everyone's getting healthier. They want people to die off. They want people to be sterile. They want people to be controllable. Here's the thing, they want a weak society. In America, they want to disintegrate our morals, values, traditions, our society. Look at China. Look at Russia. Look at America. America's not doing so hot right now. Literally, China's getting ready to pop off. Ukraine's over there. Mind you, that's all propaganda too. I don't believe that's truth. But anyways, there is a race for world domination. And we're over here, can't even freaking agree on what a woman is. And the moment you speak against it, you are a transphobic person. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I can love trans people and say that's a fucked up agenda. Just like I can love my country and hate my government. You can have you can have the same. It seems contradictory, but it's not. Moral of the story, they're coming after you, and they're coming after your kids. And you need to have the intestinal fortitude to speak up. Excuse me. First of all, you have to find your truth. That is the number one way to become ungovernable. Governable. Find your truth. What are your convictions? Or are you just swaying with the mass public? Status quo. Are you just sticking with the status quo because you don't want to ruffle any feathers, or because you don't have your own conscious critical thinking skills to think about what's going on? Do you just go with the flow because going against it causes more problems? Honey, it's going to continue to get worse if you don't speak up for yourself. If you don't find what you believe in, you will be tested and tried until you do. Transgender children. Fun fact, their brains aren't formed. Their prefrontal cortexes are not formed. They're not in any position to tell you what they want to be right now. The example I give, let me ask. That's exactly what I thought it was. 25 years old. Your prefrontal cortex is not formed until you're about 25 years old. Why do you think males' car insurances are high till they're 26? Because we're not thinking straight. We're not thinking straight. It is detrimental for you as a parent to give your child the ability to go undergo transgender hormone replacement therapy and all that. That is actually, I'm going to say it right now, that is very neglectful as a parent. That's dangerous. God did not make a mistake giving you a daughter or a son. Now, so with gay people, I totally believe in reincarnation. And I believe there are times when like you reincarnate, but like in your last lifetime or past couple, whatever, something, the translation gets lost in translation. And like sometimes souls are born literally like in their last life. Like let's say I was a man, I've been a warrior, whatever. This lifetime I embody those characteristics. I do believe that's also a phenomenon where like it doesn't fully translate, and some men really do feel like they're a woman. Some women really do feel like they're a man. I honor that. I believe that's a real thing. Do I believe that it's out of hand with the transgender movement, yes. I believe that a lot of our vulnerable children, a lot of our vulnerable youth are at risk for becoming transgender for many different reasons. And then later on, they'll realize that's not what I wanted. The example I give people is, okay, let's say your second, third, fourth, fifth grader wants to undergo hormone replacement therapy, and they think they're the opposite sex. Um, the example, let's say your second grader wants tattoos. He wants Minecraft and Paw Patrol or Fortnite. Let's say my second grader. Okay, let's say my second grader, he's like, man, I love Minecraft. I love Paw Patrol. I love Fortnite. He doesn't love Paw Patrol. He's too old for that. But you get what I'm saying. And then he's like, Mom, I really want a tattoo. Like I love Minecraft so much. I love Fortnite so much. I will never not love them. Mom, can I please get it tattooed on me? What am I going to say? Yeah, sure, honey. That's what you love. You love it. I'm going to support you. No. No, me as an adult with my prefrontal cortex fully matured, I'd hope so. As an adult, I need to bring my kid back to reality. It's my job to be a parent, and sometimes it's not comfortable. And I have to say, nobody, like, I understand you want a tattoo, but you can't do that because you will change your mind. Eventually, you're not going to like Fortnite. Eventually, you're not going to like Minecraft. But, Mom, I love it. It's my favorite, always and forever. No. Let's think about it, babe. No. Here's the thing. It's 2023, boo, and the world is not like when I was raised in the 90s and 2000s. I didn't have a phone till I was in my sophomore year. I got my first Boost flip phone. And I'm grateful I didn't have exposure to all this crap as easily as these generations do. But I went through a tomboy phase, and I was allowed to be a tomboy, and I was not reassigned to be a boy, and I'm grateful. This is very damaging. Guys, can you imagine the damage these hormones are going to do for young children? Their brain chemistry, their bodies are trying to come into puberty. Their bodies are trying to express the expression that they incarnated into, and now you're saying, "Nope, sorry, God made a mistake. We're something else," and flood their bodies full of hormones and their brains aren't even formed? How does that sound okay? We are in some weird times where there's a confliction where people are trying to normalize mental illness, and that's not okay. That's not okay. And now we're being called haters for speaking out and say that's not in reality. Another thing, your kids believe in Santa, right? Santa's magical. A big fat white man travels at light speed on Christmas Day, delivers presents to all kids in one day. We eventually let our kids, they become aware of the truth, right? Like, we can't, there's magic and there's reality. It's our jobs as parents to ensure the best possible outcome for our children. And I know there's parents out there that are like, I don't want to invalidate my child's experiences. I understand and I get that. Sometimes you got to be a dick as a parent. Excuse my language. You got to be a dick and you got to say, nope, that's unsafe. I'm sorry, I can't let you do that. But, Mom, I just want to walk to the store by myself. Boy, you're 7. No, I know what's best for you. Also, too, my spiritual beliefs, as much as this stuff like riles me up, And I feel bad. I also believe that we choose our parents. I believe in reincarnation. So I believe that these kids that choose these parents that allow them to be transgender, that's part of their mission. That's part of the lessons they're supposed to learn here. And unfortunately, it's going to cause a serious psychological mess later on down the road. But it's up to us as parents to show our kids the truth. So back to the nuclear family. With the nuclear family, in order for it to function smoothly, there has to be clear roles and boundaries of who does what. The parents give their children the experiences to understand the world. Having a solid nuclear family, a mom and a dad, or a mom and a mom, or a dad and a dad, whatever you're into. But being there for your children, not breaking up, ending the dysfunction, ending the toxicity, that gives your child the very best outcome to be the best person they could ever be. When you take family members out, when you throw in adverse childhood experiences and stuff like that, you dismantle the structure. Every altercation could set up a series of events later on down the road. It's getting wild, man. And to think that, like, this is all normal is weird. Like, no. No, I personally know people that, like, there was a biological male and a biological female that got together and had kids, and then the biological male wanted to turn into a female. And then the mom was trying to make it work, but then they had to break up. But then what is the kid thinking? How does the kid view the world now? I had a mom and a dad, but then my dad turned into a mom, but then my mom didn't want to be with a mom. Now my dad wants to be with a woman, but he's a girl. I can respect that that's what you want to do. And I can also say that that's not natural. That is not natural. God created us in perfectly. Perfectly. I will go so far as to say I didn't even circumcise my sons because I personally don't believe that God made you perfect, but then, let me just take this little piece of skin off because that's not right. That was a mess up with God. No, he made you perfectly. And I'm also very offended. I'm going to throw this in there too. I'm going to tie in the freaking Salem witch trials with this. Because as a woman, since the beginning of time, we've had to fight to be seen, heard, and validated. Typical patriarchal religions, back in the day, they didn't even let women go into the temples. Women had to go through a man to get to God. A man to get to God. We've always had to fight for our place here. And when it's on the rise of the divine feminine, we're finally getting the chance after millennia to reclaim our power and fully embody the divine. And then a man tries to take it again. Like a couple hundred years ago, highly intuitive, smart, tapped in, conscious women were being murdered because she knew too much, boo. She was a highly empowered woman. And you know what? She probably told the guys, hey, I don't think you should do that because X, Y, and Z is going to happen. Guess what? They don't want to listen. And then guess what? X, Y, and Z happened. And guess what? They hung her ass because they said she was a witch. No, she was smart and she was connected. So here we are rising as the divine feminine. And literally anybody can say they're a woman. You're not. You're not. I'm sorry. Until you experience period pains, until you experience childbirth, don't tell me you are a divine feminine. Please. We have fought and fought and fought. It is in our DNA, the repression, the oppression. And once again, full circle, it's back again. We have men wearing full freaking beards, full hair, looking exactly like a man, saying he's a woman. Do you know that is an insult to women? When we can't even agree upon what a definition of a woman is, that's insulting. That's insulting to me and my intelligence. I challenge you to dig deep and see how you feel about this and find your convictions. Find your truth, because you can't just be in the middle. I don't want to be in the middle of things. There's a hyperpolarization right now, and you need to know your truth. Speak your truth. I don't have a problem with gays or transgender. I have a problem with the agenda of marketing it towards children. That's a big no-no for me. Our children should not even have to worry about what they are. And I'm going to teach my kids how to navigate the world. I'm not going to teach them to be of the world, but I will teach them how to navigate the world with critical thinking skills and tools and wisdom and knowledge and guidance to navigate the world. If my kid asks, Mom, what's that going on? I'm going to tell him the truth. That boy was born a boy, and he's dressed like a girl, and his mom lets him do that. But I'm not going to do that because he's a boy. Hate me all you want, but that's how I'm going to raise my kids, and my daughter too. And eventually, if they grow up and they want to be transgender, I will allow them. Not that I can stop them. I will support them. But their brains need to be formed before they make those decisions. We are living in a backwards world, backwards, upside down world in which they're trying to tell us not normal is normal and normal is not normal. And I'm not going down with that shit. I'm not going down with that shit. And one more thing, I served in the United States Marine Corps. I'm not pro-war. I woke up to what it's about. That's a whole nother topic. But anyways, I just want to say from this standpoint that if you weaken the masculine, you confuse gender, you weaken the nuclear family, you have hyper emasculated men, hyper feminine men. Looking from a national security standpoint, you ain't so solid. If shit pops off and someone invades our country and we have a hyperpolarization of men wearing dresses and being women, the enemy's going to laugh at us and be like, that's easy. That's easy. The powers that be, don't want strong alphas, whether it be men or women. They want it fluid. Where there should be polarity, they want it fluid. These are things to think about. And if you hate me, I understand why. And I respect you. I hope we could agree to disagree. If we can't, so long, farewell. I wish you well. And if you stayed to 30 minutes on this video and you are in alignment with me, more power to you. Rock on, boo-boo. What a time to be alive, huh? What a freaking time to be alive. Where people let their toddlers and their freaking kids whose prefrontal cortexes are not even formed to make life-altering decisions. Our ancestors would be rolling over in their graves right now. But anyways, that is my 30-minute video on how I feel about transgender children. It should not be a word. It should not be a thing right now. Honor your kids. Respect your kids. Be the parent. and let them know what the reality is, because they don't know the long-term side effects of this. They just see that their friends are doing it and it's on the TV and it's everywhere. But you need to be that parent, to be that Jiminy Cricket, their voice of reason, their consciousness, to say, let's wait and think about that. Thank you for listening to me. Um, Today is Monday. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Take care, and God bless. God did not make mistakes. Love you all. Bye.